Yo, what is up guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be showing y'all, or teaching y'all a little bit about how to tune the steering on your car, so, yeah, let's get into that, or let's do it. Now, I did say I pre-recorded this, or I had it pre-recorded, and I did, but it was kind of lame, and it wasn't really that good, so I just decided to scrap it and just record another one, because, you know, you feel like you can do it better, and you know you can, and you don't want to put out something that's garbage. So yeah, I'm just gonna be doing a new one. So yeah, this is my second time recording this. And if y'all have been wondering where I have been, I'm really lazy, so I don't really have a schedule. Like, I have like a general schedule of when I need to upload and all that, but for the most part, I upload when I want. And sometimes I want to upload a lot, and sometimes I just want to take a break and binge watch Initial D and do all that fun stuff. But I have done some productive stuff. I have made a PayPal, so I will be getting monetization up and running, so maybe that'll get me motivated to, I don't know, make more videos. I'm also waiting on my AdSense confirmation, so once that happens, I'll probably be able to put ads, but yeah. I got a new mouse pad, which is cool. I built a map that's for the Flare and Host account. Let's see, what else have I done? I don't know. I'm pretty lazy overall. Oh, I hung out with my IRL friend, which is cool, because I have a life other than Roblox. Hopefully everyone else does. But yeah, y'all didn't really come here to listen to me talk about that. Y'all came to, I don't know, learn about steering, so I guess I'll get into that. Steering is pretty easy. There's not really much to it. Like, you can't really overcomplicate steering, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's easy. So yeah, I'm basically just going to do a quick run through of what steering is. Why is this 2,100 pounds? Make that 3,000. Okay, so let me go down to steering. Okay, so if you can see down here, there's not a lot of stuff to change with steering. That is because it's pretty simple. Most of the stuff is intuitive, but I don't know. Some of it might be a little bit hard to understand. But yeah, let's start at the top and work down. So steering inner and steering outer. Basically, this is your turning radius. So if you make this like 30 for like the inner and like 6 and man, I really can't speak. But basically, this determines how well you can steer. So you can see if I turn right, like this, how can I basically explain this? So basically, this wheel, whenever it turns inward, turns 65, and whenever this wheel turns outward, it basically does 35s, or 30. So this has like a number of effects. Whenever you're turning, it makes you, I don't know, it makes you steer different. Like, it's hard to explain. So it causes this wheel to understeer a little bit, and this wheel to what you call it, I don't know, kind of turns, so you can kind of, I don't know, it's I don't really know, it kind of helps you steer, but yeah, it's a good idea to keep these somewhat close to each other. I don't really know, I kind of prefer the outer to have a little bit more than the inner, so basically what I would do is I'd set it to like maybe 60 on the inner and maybe 65 on the outer. So whenever you go and test that, you'll probably get something similar to this. You'll see that when you can turn inwards, then you can adjust with turning. I don't really know. I'm making this way too complicated. Basically, this determines how much you can steer. Yeah. Next we have steering speed. Now this like, man, I'm stuttering. Basically this changes depending on your steering dampening, steering force, steering aggressiveness. All this changes, but Yeah, so you could set the steering aggressiveness really high, and you would have to make these like 0.07 and all that. But if you make steering aggressiveness really low, you'll have to like I don't really know. So like, this is why I decided to record this a second time, and it's probably even worse than the original, but whatever. So if we make this like 9 for steer speed, this determines how fast we turn our wheel. So yeah, and steer decay is basically the opposite. So you see we can turn reasonably fast. Like say we want to turn this way or turn right. You can see that we turn really fast, but there's like a delay whenever it goes back into place. So yeah, that's basically steer speed and steer decay. Let's see what's next. Steer speed and return speed. Oops. Steer decay is basically the speed cutoff in studs per second. Let's see. Studs per second now. Okay, so basically the lower this number, so let's make it like 150. The lower this number, the harder it is to steer at like higher speeds. So you'll see that whenever we're still, we can turn perfectly fine, but as we get up in speed, it's harder to steer. And this is so that you don't like at a higher speed just whip it like really fast. And I don't know, because like, I don't know. If you've ever played Ultimate Driving, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, just go play Ultimate Driving, drive fast, and then you'll see. But for drifting, I kind of like this number high, so I'd put it like 500. I don't know, somewhere around that. So you'll see that we can steer pretty good this, like whenever we're standing still, and at higher numbers, we can still steer really good. So yeah, I don't know. I just recommend playing around with it and seeing what you like. It's not too hard. I'm just here to explain what everything does. Yeah, so minimum steer is basically the minimum amount whenever you reach the cutoff. So yeah, you can change that. Mouse steer exponential. I don't really know much about mouse steering because I don't mouse steer. So if y'all want me to get into mouse steering or tuning, I'll probably have to go learn that. But for now, I don't know. Now we get down to this. So this is the complex part. So here we have steering dampening, and basically what this is basically, how can I describe this? So here, let me just show you. So at 1,000, if we go and test it, you can see that our wheels turn kind of sluggishly, and you can kind of feel there's like a weight to them. There's like a weighted feeling. But if we lower the dampening, so let's just take off a 0, you'll see that it has like a much lighter feel to it. Let me show you. So yeah, there's like a really light feeling. There's like no delay. There's like no weight feeling to this. And this causes problems, notably that you understeer quite a bit, like this. See, like you understeer a little bit. So if you just did this, like you just spammed it, you'd understeer, and that's not really good. So yeah, and if we add like a lot of zeros to this, you'll see that like it becomes so heavy that it just takes forever to turn. See, like we are turning the wheel, but it's very, very slow. See, like if we put our mouse here, you can you can see that let's see. You can see that our wheel is turning very, very slowly. So basically all that dampening is basically how fast the wheel turns and like how much weight there is to it. So if you want your wheels to, like, I don't know, they don't want a light feel and if you don't want them to have like a light feel, I recommend like a reasonably high dampening. That doesn't mean the car's weight will affect it. It will, but it'll just be different. I don't know. So yeah, basically dampening is how heavy or how long it takes the wheel to turn. Just think of it like that. Steering force, this is basically exactly what it sounds. The higher this number, the higher the torque. So basically, if you have this number really low, the car's weight will affect the steering greatly or a lot. So if we, let's just make this number 50. Let's see. Let's go ahead and test this. So if we make it 50, you can see that we still can turn. But you'll notice whenever we drive, the weight of our car will affect the wheels a lot more. So as you can see, we are spinning out a lot. And if you try turning, your wheels will just probably lock up and all that. So, I don't know. It's probably a good idea to have a lot of steering force. So, another way we can just test this is just putting it to 0. And you'll see that the wheels on our car, they kind of just flop around like this. They have no force to them, nothing like that. So yeah, basically all that is like the torque or all that kind of stuff. So let's just make that 50,000. Steering aggressiveness. This is basically how fast your wheel turns. So I don't really know how to describe this, man. I'm really bad at explaining things, but yeah, this video is gonna be pretty long. I said it'd be pretty simple, but yeah, if you have this number high, or reasonably high, you'll see that the wheel, I don't know, how can I explain this? Basically, it's how fast the wheel turns. If you have the number low, which is better for drifting, you won't have to, I don't know, adjust so often. Like this. You can see that the wheel goes like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But if you have it on like a low steering aggressiveness, like 4,000, ooh, nasty voice crack. If you have it on something like 4,000, like this, you'll see that you can spam the button and the car's weight will affect it, and you'll be able to steer without the wheel doing stuff of its own. This is pretty important for drifting, so that way it doesn't go back on its own. And you'll see that the wheels kind of keep their like line. I don't really know. They grip the road and do all that fancy stuff. And yeah, so yeah, I'm awful at explaining things, but yeah, that's kind of the rundown of steering. I'm really bad at explaining stuff, so yeah, I don't know why I chose to do tutorials, but I did. So yeah, if you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to like and subscribe and do all that. I don't know if I've ever said that in a video, but yeah, hopefully I'll put ads on my videos and I'll start earning money. Then I can buy better equipment. I need a new headset. I've had the same headset for like 3 years. It's old. It smells bad because I smell bad. And yeah, with that out of the way, I guess I'll take my leave. So peace, I guess.